Yo, what is up, Crockxen clan members and others who have stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and today I have an anime review for you guys. Today we'll be talking about Amatsuki, which is an interesting anime. Would be fair to say. It's 13 episodes long. I was a little confused because I don't know what happened. Where I was watching it, some of the episodes got mixed up, and then like I watched them, and then like their numbers were mixed up, and like I finished it all, but like some of the numbers were a little mixed up, so I had to like put the pieces together to get the whole story. But it was pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, let's get started on that, right? Shall we? Shall we? So Amatsuki is it's a very historical type of anime. Like when I found it, I was very intrigued by the plot, or what it was talking about. Um, the basis of the story is you have this guy named Tokidoki, who is your average male, teenager. He lives a simple life. He doesn't think about anything, or like he basically feels like the world doesn't revolve around him, and no, he's just a speck in the universe. So he's got a very realistic type of way of thinking. Um, but at sometimes he feels like he's in a dream. Like he kind of spaces out of reality. Um, and like he's still there. It's just that he starts thinking how since he's so insignificant and nothing that he does will do anything, that he doesn't matter. That kind of mentality. Like he just feels like no, like little things don't matter. And since the world is such a big place, no, I don't know. Like that's the best way I kind of try to explain it. He feels like there's nothing that he can do that will affect anything in the world. Um, so he fails history, right? So he fails history. This is how the story begins. He fails history, and then he goes, or like, well, they actually send him into like there's this museum where with technological advances, where you put these goggles on and you can actually see like everything as if it were in the Edo period. Like you see the walls, and then like they look like regular walls, but when you put on the goggles, it's like you're in the past. Um, and then when you come back, it's a painting on a wall. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like they also do this whole thing where like if you look at the sun on like it's like a timer type of thing. So if you take off your goggles and you see it, you were back in reality kind of thing. So you always have to look for that stuff. And then so he meets this guy Shinonome, and then he failed history class, but not in the same, for the same reason. He actually cut class. He was out. He just ditched class a lot. Tokidoki just sucked at history. Like he just didn't know jack. So he kind of like Shinonome was kind of explaining him to him like all the stuff, and then the strangest thing happened. Shinonome just like disappears out of nowhere. They're literally just walking, and then he just straight up vanishes. And then so you get confused, right? And then all of a sudden Tokidoki, he's walking, with the goggles on, all that stuff. He's just minding his own business, looking at, the sites, reading the book, the pamphlet that they had. And he reaches this bridge, and there's this like huge monster, who's like standing on the bridge with this little guy on top of him. And he's like, "Wow, cool effects." And he goes to walk, all of a sudden the thing hits him, like just like straight up hits him, and he's like, "Whoa, what the heck?" And then the thing literally starts beating him, and like his glasses actually breaks, so he's no longer in the in his time period. He actually somehow transported into the past, and now he's in the Edo period, which was like, what? Hello, where did this come from? and then like he was saved by this woman named Kuchiha. She was like a samurai. She's a demon slayer, and so she has a fancy looking sword. She freaking strikes down the thing, but apparently it can come back to life. So like you can kill it and it'll still revive. So basically, he's in the past now, and you're like, well, what the heck? How did this even happen? He actually meets up with Shinonome again, but here's the weird part. Apparently, it's been 2 years since they've seen each other. And I'm like, hello? What is this? Is this some kind of alternate universe kind of nonsense? I don't really, I mean, the dude, they got separated like 10 minutes ago. Yet he's been in the past for 2 years? Made no sense whatsoever. I was completely lost, but I was intrigued. So I was like, how did this happen? Um, when Tokidoki was attacked, he actually lost his left, yeah, his left eye. Like he still had his eye, but like he lost the sight. His sight is gone, like just straight up gone. Um, and Shinoname actually lost his right arm. Like he basically like had it like dangling there, like um, because he was attacked as well when he got transported to the past for some weird reason. Um, and so like all his ligaments and his bone and all that shit, like he can move it with his other hand, he just can't feel anything, and it's like limping. Um, and so through the show, we get to see a lot of historical stuff, a lot of like how the empire was, like the basic laws that were in effect during that time, how the mindset was, because there were a lot of like they were very spiritual. They were a very spiritual kind of people, and so like they all believed in spirits, and then like they had like shrines all over the place so they could go pray. And basically everything was controlled by deities. Um, and so it was kind of like a nice thing to to see how it was back in the day. I don't know if it was really that way. I mean, I would like to get into Japanese history. Like I wouldn't mind that. But I feel like somewhere around, like I felt like it was somewhat reasonable. I do feel like it was stretched a little bit because the spirits were actually all over the place. Like only certain people could see them. Um, those three being the few. And then so we kind of start finding new things about Tokidoki. He meets, or he actually gets called over to do like some babysitting for this. I don't know what I can't really. He worked for the government, but it was kind of like a hidden branch. I didn't really understand it. I mean, he was a demon hunter, but like he was an official. Like he actually had a ranking and everything. I don't know how that. I just didn't really know how to place him. Um. Anyways, when they go over there, he gets sucked into this weird dimension. It meets this guy named Bonten. Bonten, man, this guy is like he was a demon. But here's the thing, I didn't. I mean, I guess I would call him a Tengu, like because I mean, like he had a human body, but that's because he actually was able to keep a form. But he had like black wings and all this stuff, and he was what was considered I guess one of the big deities. Like there's three of them, and they all listen to God, or the God of them. Um, or they're gods technically, because there's multiple gods. And anyways, um, and it's all like life is controlled by this thing called Heaven's Net, and Bonten wants to completely change that. Like he doesn't like it being like that, so he wants to create a world differently. Like he wants to kind of change destiny, I guess is the way you could see it. The other person, her name, well, his name was Ginshu, who well, he wasn't actually a person. I mean, he was a person, but he was not a. He wasn't really a gender. He actually was cursed, and he lived in a doll. And then like every like day he would die, and then he would come back to life. It was a weird process. I didn't even get how that worked. Um, but anyways, he wanted to destroy the whole thing and just be like he was actually a good guy. Like, well, technically, we didn't meet the third one. Um, yeah, we didn't meet the third one. So, or at least anime wise, I don't know about the manga. The manga did continue. I still haven't looked it up. But the first two, they were both had the reasons for doing it. It's just that they were both trying to achieve the same goal. You know, destroy the Heaven's Net so that fate didn't have control over everything. Meaning that the hand of God wasn't like controlling everything. Like they wanted to be able to have like their own choices and destiny. It wasn't all controlled. Um, and they both wanted Tokidoki because apparently he was what they refer to as the blank page. He was not registered in the Heaven's Net. Like the Heaven's Net didn't know who he was, or he wasn't even in it. Right? Everybody else was already there. He wasn't. I mean, Shinonome was a blank page when he first came in, but after like he kind of lost his title and he actually became engulfed in the net. So Tokidoki was like a new reach. So Bonten wanted to take him so that he could change the net in his favor so that the world would be different and in his liking. Ginshu just wanted to straight up destroy God so that the world would be completely different. I don't. It's the same goal, but different ways of going it. Bonten wanted to use Tokidoki's powers to change Heaven's Net because he's not in it, so anything that he does is not gonna be affected by the Heaven's Net. And Ginshu wants to use him to destroy God. He actually goes in. We actually see the hand of God like coming down, and like he's. I keep saying she because he looked like a girl, and oh my gosh, he literally. I mean, we didn't see it, but he straight up showed his body to Shinonome and Tokidoki, and he apparently didn't have anything down there. So like, I don't know, but anyways, he actually summoned the gods, and like they were questioning why he was doing this, and like how he dares try to face God, and then like he straight up just started like saying, with the powers that you gave me, I'm gonna take you down. Ended up failing, but he still didn't die. You know, he was still like kind of sent back to his doll um type of thing. So he dies every day anyway. So what the heck is it gonna do if they kill him right there? Um, so yeah, it's so different ways of going at it, but they both wanted the same goal, which was to stray from the Heaven's Net. They didn't want to be controlled. They didn't want their lives to be guided by this thing. This thing that they didn't even you can't even see. Um, and then so the thing is, you have God, right? And then you have like well, you have all of them technically. And then the little guy who attacked Tokidoki when they came in. He is like, I guess like a servant. So like the demons who are struck down, he kind of takes them and then like uses them and research them. Like he's freaking creepy as freak. Like he is a guardian of the Heaven's Net kind of thing. Um, so he was involved in a lot of shenanigans that happened. We did get to see a lot of demons and a lot of all this crazy stuff, and it was pretty interesting. Um, I thought it was weird how we only got to see Tokidoki's powers once. When Kuchiha, she's actually like a demon. Well, I mean, she has a deity inside her, which is like this big giant wolf. Yeah. Um, like she lost control and she actually transformed into her wolf self. And then like he like somehow like created through his magical eye over here, like this restraints for her, and then like she was taken down, and then like because he cared for her, he somehow made it to where she reverted back to her original self. It was confusing, but it was still fun. I really, really did enjoy it. Um, so I really liked it. It ended kind of weird. It felt like something had been done, but Tokidoki still hasn't chosen a side. Like he keeps asking for Bonten's help, so like he can actually freaking call him up whenever he feels like it. But he still hasn't chosen a side. Bonten literally tells him, "Hey, you need to pick me or the princess," because even though he's technically a guy, he considers himself a priestess or princess or whatever the heck it was. So like like I feel like it's not done, but still a good show. I will give it like a 7 out of 10. I really like the opening. I didn't really like the ending. Was okay. It was definitely better than the opening. I did like the story. I don't know. Like feel like I felt like some things could have been done better. I don't know. Like maybe see his powers more than once in the entire show. I'm just saying. But anyways, yeah, that's it for this review. This anime time technically with Soresan. Thank you guys for watching. Uh, leave a comment down below. If you've seen it, let me know what you think of it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it and then tell me what you think of it. And yeah, this has been SoresanCrockxen with another anime time with Soresan. This time we had Amatsuki. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.